Hello, this is Mark from Set My Site, and I'm going to record a quick video to show you how to update your photo gallery and add blog posts to the blog. So first, this is the dashboard. This is what it looks like when you log in. If you navigate over to the left side, there's a little menu here with a couple of options. One of the options is photo albums, and that's where we want to go to update the photo gallery. So I've got the photo gallery open here on this other page, and as you can see, it's pretty simple, but it's just pictures of Michael. Obviously, you guys are going to want to update those photos with whatever photo galleries you would like. So right here, there's one gallery because we only have one gallery here, right? So if you wanted to create multiple galleries, that's also an option. You could create like a gallery of Michael, and then you could add a new album, which would potentially be partners or friends, something along those lines, and that's totally doable. What I would recommend doing is just using the add new album, and you can create a brand new gallery, and I could show you how to get that gallery on the page if you're having issues with that. But anyway, for the purposes of this tutorial, let's look at this single gallery. You just go ahead and click on photo gallery, and then once it's loaded, what you'll do is you'll scroll down here to where it says Add and Edit Media. Click on the Select or Upload Images button, and that'll bring you to the gallery images. And here you can kind of drag and drop the images as you see fit. You could also title the images, so that might be important because when you scroll over an image, you see it says DX0604. It's technically the title of the image right now, so you might want to change the title to Michael in black and white smiling, or something along those lines. So that's optional, but just want to show you that little feature. And then if you wanted to add photos to the gallery, you just click on Add to Gallery. It'll give you the option to select files from your computer. Click on that button. It'll bring up the prompt here, and for the purposes of our demonstration, it's going to grab a couple of stock photos. So let's say we want to add these 3 photos here. I'll go ahead and click on Open, and then those photos will then begin uploading to the site. And so you'll see that the progress bar here, let you know the status of the upload. Just wait for those to finish. And what you're looking at here is your media library. This is your entire media catalog on the website. So now you can see that each of these is checkmarked. That means that they're going to be added to the gallery. If you wanted to add another photo to the gallery, for example, this photo here, you could just click on it and it'll add a check mark to that one too. So you could add multiple photos at the same time by just clicking on additional photos. Alright, once I have the photos that I want, I'll click on this Add to Gallery blue button, and then that added the last 4 images that I selected into my gallery. I can then swap these around and choose an order that I like, and then when I'm done, I'll click on Insert Gallery. Now all the new images are showing here in the media area. That's it. Once you're done, make sure you scroll up to the very top of the page and you click the Update button. It's a very important step right here, and many people forget, is to actually update the website with the new information that we just added, because otherwise you won't be publishing anything if you hit the back button before you hit that. This is all, you have to make sure you hit that Update button. So I'm going to refresh the page here. And you can see the random new photos that we added here of our movers. They look pretty good. So that's it for the photo gallery. Pretty simple to do. The only other thing I want to talk about when it comes to the photo gallery is making sure that you resize your photos so that they're web appropriate. And basically what that means here is we don't want to add photos that are in their original size to a photo gallery. We want to shrink down or compress those photos into a web-friendly format. And basically what that means is we want our photos to be, this is a good size here for a photo gallery, about 1,000 pixels wide or on its longest side. And the reason is because for web, you don't need to have a very, very large image. If you upload a very, very large image that's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 pixels wide, that's going to drastically slow down the load time of the website, and we don't want to do that. So it's really, there's a lot of tools out there that you can use to kind of figure out the file size of a photo. If you have Photoshop or an equivalent, that would do it. And then you can export your photo in a smaller size. There's also a tool that I use that I can show you very quickly. Pixlr is the name of it. It's a web-based tool that you can use. It's pixlr.com. Here it is. And this is a free photo editing app. And I would just use this Express app right here. If you click on Launch Web App, you can click on this, and then it should open. Let's see, activate. It uses Flash, so you might get a warning before it loads on your browser. So from here, you can pretty much pick an image. Let's take this image here. If you click on Adjustments and Resize, you can look at the width of the original image. So you can see that this image is 3,400 pixels wide. It's too wide for web. We don't want to upload an image that is that large. So what I would simply do is just resize it to 1,000 pixels wide for a photo gallery. It'll keep the proportion for you. Click Apply. Go over here and save it. And when it says quality 85, that's great. We're fine with quality 85. You can go down as low as 80 or 75. It's up to you. But basically, the lower the quality, the lower the file size. So you can see this is 68 kilobytes. That's a good size. And again, like the quality degradation here that you're committing to this photo is not going to be visible to the naked eye on the web. So it's not something that you should be terribly worried about. So we're going to go ahead and just save it. And then you can save it wherever you'd like. I'm just going to, for the time being, actually I'm not even going to save it, but that's basically how you would do it. And that's an easy, free way to check the size of your photos and then to resize them as appropriately for web. And another cool tool that we use is called Bulk Resize Photos. So that Pixlr is good if you have one image or just a handful of images to resize. If you have, 50 images that are all very large and you want to resize them specifically for the photo gallery, you can use Bulk Resize Photos. And with this, you have the ability to jump in here. I'm going to take several photos at once here just to demonstrate. And you can select a number of photos. So we'll take, oops. Let's take these guys here. Click Open, and it allows you to determine the scaling of the image. So these are all different size photos. So what I like to do is I like to click on longest side, and I say make the longest side 1,000 pixels. So no matter what size the image is, if it's 3,000, 5,000, 6,000 pixels wide, it'll take the longest side of that image and resize it down to 1,000 pixels, which is a really smart way to do it. And then you just click on Start Resizing, and then it will really quickly resize all those images for you at once, and then you can download them as a zip. So that's pretty cool. That's a great tool to use. I'm just gonna save that to my desktop for now. And then you just open up your zip file and then upload them to the web, just as I showed you how to do it on the photo gallery on the back end of the site. The other thing I'm going to show you how to do is to modify your blog posts. So follow along with me here. I'm going to click on Posts over here. And we've got a bunch of sample posts, and then we have one real post. And so what I'll do here is I'll just use the real post as kind of the example that we're going to look at. So I'll just click on the new NBA, and we can look at that real quickly. So this is your blog editor, so it's just one large text area. and then there's a couple of formatting tools that are built into it. So here's your title of the post. That's what's going to show up. Let me click on our blog here so we can look at how everything kind of looks here. So you can see it's the new MBA. That's your post here. That's what's going to show up there as your title. If you click on it, that's the title up here as well. And then you have your permalink. So you're going to want to make sure that that matches the title typically. So you'll see that says the new MBA up there in the permalink. And then here is your main area where you type your text. And so there's a couple of basic formatting options that are pretty obvious and are kind of built into most word processors. Your basic paragraph text here, and then you have several headings here. So you can see this is a heading 3. And then if you look here, this is what your heading 3 will look like. All right, go back over here, then click on this. It's another heading 3. You have your image over here. And so these are just bolded over here, I believe. Yeah, these are just bold. And so you have your basic kind of formatting that you can use. When you do type on this processor, every time you hit enter, it will automatically add kind of a paragraph space. So you don't have to hit enter twice like you do on some processors. So just hit enter once. Let's see what else. I mean, it's basic, pretty easy to do. If you want to add a photo, for example, this add media right here will open up your photo library, and then you can insert an image. Click on insert to post. You can see the images here, and then you can align the image in a certain way as well so that the text wraps around it and such. For now, I'll just delete that. And then the other thing to look at is over here, your categories. So you want to make sure you choose the correct category for the post, obviously, so that it's categorized correctly and organized correctly. If you need to add a new category, you can click on this to add one. You can also add tags, which are kind of search terms that are related to the post. You can include those here. That's pretty easy. Then you want to add a featured image. So this is important. Each post should have a featured image. You can see here the featured image is this guy on the computer here. And so that is right here. And if you wanted to change the featured image, you could just click on that and then select one, or again, click on upload files and then select one from your computer if you wanted to add a new featured image. And then on the bottom you have your Yoast options. This is SEO. So this is how your post is going to look on a search engine result. So if you want to have some specific information in your search engine result preview for this particular blog post, you can modify that right here. Just click on it, and then you have the option to modify your title, which is what shows up in blue, then your description, which is what shows up below. And it kind of gives you some indicators and some scoring along with it to help you kind of craft a good title and a good description. Let's see if there's anything else. Let me see here. I want to add that here. Okay, yeah. Last thing. I'm going to go back here. So this here that you see is a post excerpt. So you can define a specific excerpt that you want to have shown on your blog page if you so choose. And to craft that excerpt, you would simply include it right here in the excerpt box. If you didn't want to have an excerpt, then just by default, the system will grab the first chunk of text that's available in the text editor. And that's fine. That's an easy way to just kind of do it. But if you wanted to be more specific about what was kind of the intro description that people would see about a specific post and craft that to your liking, then you would use the excerpt to do that. Again, very simple. Just add your text in there. And you could actually make the excerpt as long as you want. There's no character minimum. So, a small paragraph is typically recommended, not too much text. And that's it. That's how you add the blog post. The only other thing you got to do is make sure you click the update button. Now, if you were to add a new blog post, just want to show you this so you're not confused, obviously you're going to be starting with a blank screen here, which is fine. If you were to add a new blog post, you see that the button doesn't say update, it says publish. That's because the post has never been published before. So make sure you click publish when you're ready to publish your blog post live. If you're not ready and you want to come back to it soon, click on save draft, and that will save it to your drafts, and you can always come back and publish it later. And if you wanted to finish it today but actually have it published live to the web on Friday, for example, you could click on edit, and then you would simply schedule the date that you wanted the blog post to be published, and then this will, I think this changes to something like save draft or something, or publish later. Okay, and that's it. So that's how you add the blog posts. If you have any questions about any of this, please let me know. I'm happy to assist you. Thank you guys for watching, and have fun.